Jappa, turn on your clouds. All right, Jappa, they're a little scary looking, but anything for you, my wonderful shader creating friend. Wow, sunset on the bay. It brings a tear to my eye. Wham bam, so you heard about it earlier this week. The Vibrant Visuals update, the first iteration of it, has released to the public. You and I alike, we can check it out right now on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Now, you may or may not have, hopefully may have, seen my earlier look at Vibrant Visuals briefly inside of the Happy Gas preview video from a couple of days ago. Since then, I've been doing nothing, like literally, I haven't eaten a meal, haven't slept an inch, haven't even moved from my chair. Since then, I've been doing nothing but experimentating with Vibrant Visuals update. Sit back and relax. I'm in the driver's seat, your passenger princess today. Let's dive into this brand new beautiful look for Minecraft together. Bam! So I'd like to kick everything off today with a little bit of additional information that I completely breezed over in the initial snapshot. So this right here, this is from the official Bedrock Edition changelog. This week on Minecraft Bedrock Beta and Preview, we're excited to share the first look at Vibrant Visuals. Now, I'm not gonna lie, because for today's video, I consulted my comments on that initial video quite a bit. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt bad because I saw so many people saying, hey, wait, the Vibrant Visuals just isn't there for me. Well, I hate to say it, but if it's not there for you, you might have to get a little bit better because these are the requirements, the minimum things that you will need to meet if you want to check out Vibrant Visuals. Additionally, you'll be able to check out Vibrant Visuals on Xbox and the PlayStation as well. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and check this out inside of a world. But first things first, there's an experimental toggle. If you do not enable this experimental toggle, you won't be able to check it out in your world. Once you've enabled said experimental toggle, jump into your world, pause the game, tap on settings, go to video. Inside of video settings, all the way at the bottom, we've got a toggle. We have simple, fancy, vibrant visuals. Then we have a couple of different presets right here. Expanding this toggle a little bit more here, we have even more in-depth settings. These would be very familiar to you if you've ever messed with a shader pack on Bedrock Edition in the modern era. One big tip of advice that I recommend for you, adjust your brightness here. By default, mine was in the middle. I had to lower it to like about right here. With Vibrant Visuals, I mean, lighting is pretty much everything here. If you've got your toggle raised way too high up, then things are gonna look really washed out. All right, now touching land inside of a brand new world, one of the biggest things that I can recommend you do with Vibrant Visuals, if you can check it out for yourself, is just jump in game, walk around in survival experience, and like take a look at it. I find that Vibrant Visuals, I mean, of course it's gonna look beautiful everywhere, but I really like how it looks when you're like inside of a forest biome, golden hour. No. What do they call sunrise? Inside of a forest biome, or, you know, just any biome where you don't have just a plain out, like, full out view. I don't know, just something about it, and... Whoa, seeing, creepers, nice. Seeing the sun just slowly rise atop of the trees here and seeing a little bit of reflective leaves going on, it trips me up. Well, yeah, just seeing the sunrise kind of start to happen over the trees, it's just so beautiful looking. So lighting, it's a big thing with Vibrant Visuals, but also shadows are. So take a look at my shadow down here at the back of the screen. It's kind of pixely looking, but the big thing here is the fact that the shadow lines up with the grid right here. So, you know, our blocky grid, the plane of existence that we currently exist on, well, yeah, the shadow of not only yourself, but everything else inside of the game. So maybe say peonies right there. Well, they will always line up not only perfectly with the block, but also perfectly with the grid. This is kind of a different one when compared to other shader packs, especially on Java, because sometimes, as you might know, the sun just rockets diagonally through your world and the shadows are all wishy-washy. One big thing you could notice here with Vibrant Visuals, unlike many Java shaders, maybe Bedrock ones as well, there are no wavy leaves. But the leaves here, if they have a little bit of intrigue to them, like, you know, pixel work going on, well, the pixel work is actually reflected in the shadow here. And just check out how the shadow actually animates throughout the daytime as the sun is slowly rising up higher into the sky. The shadow is like walking away, and slowly, as it gets closer to noon, it'll sit right underneath the block. It's so cool. Okay, so lighting is the big one. The shadows are the next major one. The final thing here you gotta experience inside of Vibrant Visuals, the last leg of our iconic three-membered band here. Oh, the water. Look at how good water looks here. Now, you sit on the edge of your seat because later on in the video, we'll check out water a little bit more, including diving under and whatever, but whoa, it just looks so beautiful. Like, I mean, I keep saying it since Vibrant Visuals has been debuted, but I can't believe this is actually like a vanilla Minecraft. And the graphics update is like here. It's just like the water looks so good. Now we're gonna rock creative mode for this one, but let's say it was daytime right now. Like, pretty good light, shocking lighting change. So all of a sudden, everything is really pitch black, but don't you worry, because the screen will actually adjust to, like, you know, the darker light level. And, well, now we are at the maximum lighting, or at least based off of my settings, maximum lighting for the dead of nighttime. Check this out. There are actually shadows at nighttime too, following myself around there. That's a little shadow, a handsome one. Now, the shadows are not limited to the player. Also, there will be shadows with the mobs as well. Now, it's a little bit hard to see because it's literally midnight right now, but you can kind of see there, right on top of the creeper, kind of off to the side, there's a little shadow. Maybe you were wondering about lighting at nighttime though. Bam, you place the torch down and look at how bright that got. Now, the shocking lighting change, you could check it out here. We pull the torch away and slowly the screen like readjusts to the different light level. This is so cool how this is done. With this singular light source kind of like moving around here at nighttime, check that out. It looks really, really good, but at the same time, somehow, like perfectly vanilla. Wait, and check this out too. The moonlight, how it reflects off of the water. Oh, it's romantic. I feel like I should be like wedding someone over here. Wow, since I've been messing with this thing, I'm just so shocked and amazed with everything, but the amount of screen time that I probably have right now of just running around and looking at shadows and how light bounces off of things inside of this preview, it's comical. It's embarrassing. Also, check out the clouds. Look at how nice they look with the stars, too. Look at how they shine for you. And last but not least, for our general checking out things, flying around inside of a world where we get a little bit of light reflecting off of the water, the sun in the middle of the daytime, the cool colors in the sky, and just like the world from way up high. It looks so good. For today's video, I run everything like a communist government. I take everyone's suggestions into account with what we focus on. Communist government in an idealistic setting. So, lighting, of course, in the middle of daytime, in my little lighting lane, what I like to call over here, we're not going to see very much going on. I mean, the blocks do look really, really nice. We have a bunch of different lighting blocks. We've got shadows coming off of them, and as you can see here, we've got a proper block with a lantern on top of it, and you can kind of see a little lantern nub right there. But yeah, for the most part, during the daytime here, when it comes to lighting, not too much is going on because, I mean, we've already got lighting. So, flipping things over to nighttime here to check out the lighting. I mean, of course, we're going to have lighting that will block mob spawns. Like, all of these blocks are really, really bright in this little area, but unfortunately, one thing that we don't have here is like a ton of shocking glows coming from all of these blocks like you would inside of a shader pack. And we can even like maybe give this a little bit more time, let nighttime, you know, get a little bit more nighttime. And so here we go, at midnight here, with all of these blocks around us. I mean, again, lighting. And it's really cool how the screen adjusts to the lighting. Like, as I walk closer to a bright light source, everything else kind of like readjusts on its own. And then when I back away, wait a second, you can kind of see all of this different lighting changing going on. It's subtle. But yeah, tragically, no shockingly beautiful glows or even like colored lighting from these different light source blocks. No purple light with pearlescent Minecrafter block. The campfires, I mean, yeah, they look good. And yeah, you know what? In general, this is just going to translate out to other things that give off lighting or should give off lighting. Come on, Torchflower. The other things look good. And maybe there's a faint red glow with the redstone torch, like ever so faint. But when it comes to colored lighting, I mean, look, we give the developers time. They said this is the first version of this whole lighting system. But man, we know it's possible with the deferred rendering and shader packs. Hello, sheep. But it'd be so sick to be able to make a little bit of colored lighting inside of your world and maybe using candles, right? Next up is shadows. Entering what I like to call the shadow realm over here, with the sun at the right angle approximately, we'll be able to see shadows forming on the ground as the day becomes day. Now, these shadows that are forming on the ground here are really cool looking, and again, based off of whatever that thing is that is creating the shadow, if that makes sense. So here we've got a pot with a peony on top, and yeah, the shadow actually catches all of that. The grass, it looks really, really good. One of my favorite shadows, though, here is gotta be the fence. Something about the fence and how this shadow looks and lines up with the grid, I just love it. I think it looks really, really cool. The details here, I mean, they're all so straightforward. Now we've got walls with a fence gate. Open and close the fence gate. The shadow will actually update instantaneously. And now I could just say everything all day long today looks good because, yeah, that is so much of the case here. Like, all of these different shadows and just how the devs have done it, even with something really small like the cherry petal. It's kind of hard to see here, but there is definitely a shadow going on the ground. Wow, this is one of the things that shocked me the most here when I first checked it out, is the fact that the shadows, like, they've gone ahead and detailed every single block. I don't know how this all works, technical side, maybe it's super easy to do, but every single block actually has a shadow. And check this out. The ground right here is getting a whole lot lighter, and that's because the day is progressing a little bit more. One cool thing here with the shadows that could come into play when it comes to building, well, if we roll the day back a little bit here, we'll be able to see what a window would look like, and maybe a fence window would look like as well. You could definitely take into account the shadows here when designing your house. Maybe you've got a room that you want to feel super uber cozy here. Well, maybe do the fence windows and you get a little bit of cool lighting happening on the ground. Also, I mean, this is going to be pretty straightforward here, but if you were wondering when it comes to like lighting and shadows, I mean, it's tied to where the sun is. So if I had a window, maybe say facing towards the north or something, well, then the shadow isn't ever going to form. This is likely going to skyrocket real estate prices inside of your local realm, so now's the best time to invest. Firefly bush. Saw quite a few comments on the original video asking for this thing. Midnight, the light, it flips over. I love how that transition goes. I will watch it one more time, but slowly as nighttime fades in here and the fireflies actually come to life. I mean, we got particles all over the place, but I don't know if it's like me or what, but I'm kind of unimpressed with the particles and how they're not like actually, you know, like lighting up or anything like that. I hope this is maybe just a bug or something inside of the preview, but yeah, I feel like the fireflies should maybe be like a little bit more yellow at nighttime and glow. You know, kind of like they actually do when you enter an area with a little bit more lighting going on, say by a torch. Liquids, what in the world is going on with them? So lava, we go ahead and place this stuff down, and I didn't really want to actually place this stuff down because it's going to burn. No, please stop it, please. Long story short here, lava, it is definitely a thing. It looks fiery, but it actually doesn't look that different when placed down in-game. The big thing here, the big honker, if you will, water. Dump a water bucket down on a field. Move around, let the sunlight hit the water, and the reflections are really good, but that whole cool, like, particle effect or animation, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know. It's so good looking. Speaking of good looking, though, baby, oh, under the water. From above the water, jumping into it, the screen, the lighting will adjust, and under the water, things look so cool. Now, it's going to be a little bit dark, and the deeper that you go, I love how that actually works. And to check this out, when you go to the water and surface, well, it's all about the lighting. It kind of readjusts as you go up and go down. The water goes dark, the water goes light. Swimming around in shallow water here feels so cool. Like, just looking at the reflections, maybe swim around in third person a little bit and see the reflections bounce off of myself as well, not just the blocks. And I kind of almost start to forget that I'm inside of a video game here. Like, just how the lighting is and reflecting off of my player, it's surprisingly immersive. I really, really like it. Now, Minecraft, it's a pretty grand game with biomes on biomes on biomes. Next up, for today's video, I thought it would be cool to check out a couple of different overworld locations. Location number 1, sliding under the ground in spectator mode. As you can see right now, things are dark. Like, it's really hard to see. I don't know if, again, this is one of the bugs or whatever, but I hope they adjust this. You should totally be able to slide under the ground in spectator mode and everything brightens up so you could, like, you know, actually see. Otherwise, this is going to be really annoying. One location that is pretty sweet to check out here, but very, very dark, well, that's going to be the trial chambers. So moving around in here, of course, as you know, you've got tons of different lighting blocks placed around the structure. Once you actually, like, move further into the structure, of course, we've got some spots with a lot of nice bright lighting, and I like how the lighting actually, like, fills up a room. But then in other places where you have the more dim copper bulbs, things stay pretty dark. The lush cave biome. It's already one of the most beautiful biomes. Flip a vibrant visuals on and walk around inside of this thing, and wow, it is even more beautiful. But hold up. I don't know if it's just maybe by chance or whatever, but this is some of the weirdest lush cave generation ever. There's like no water. Moving around inside of the lush caves biome, though, when you have the lighting, the kind of like the glow berries that start to reflect off of the water, you see a little bit of reflections going on. It's so cool looking. Moving around inside of a normal cave here. Wow, things are dark, like very, very immersive. Of course, as I move over towards the lava, things are going to get a little bit brighter and almost washed out, if you will, but moving back into the abyss here, and this is a really big cave. You can kind of tell, well, definitely tell by the mine shaft way up there. Yeah. Drop a dweller add-on into this world, and it's like instant nightmare fuel or something because the caves are so dark. Oh, but speaking of dark, how about the deepest, the darkest place? Alright, so our survival immersive experience, we'll save it for another time. We don't have time for everything today, but running around inside of the deep dark biome, first up, the skulk all over the place. Yeah, totally. It's absolutely kind of glowing, and the pulsing of this block is way more noticeable with vibrant visuals. The head honcho, of course, the big centerpiece of the deep and dark biome, the ancient city portal. Well, look at how the water is kind of glowing here with the skulk as well. If you move around, it kind of like, yeah, the glow is floating off of the water. I don't know if you could, well, yeah, you can see that, all right? But whoa, look at the portal with the skulk, how the animation like glows. It gets more intense and less intense and more and less, and the blue fire all over the place too. It's so cool looking. Flipping back up to the surface. Brr, it's cold. It's frozen. When we had Vibrant Visuals initially debuted and showed off, we saw a lot of mountain shots, and I mean, I can see why. Look at how good the mountain shots look with the sunset, with the clouds, with all of it. It looks cold. I am just obsessed. I'm so in love with how vanilla this looks, but crazy and like updated at the same time. Whoa, speaking of mountains, though, I think I just found, whoa, oh, this is insane. This is a way better spot. You know, this makes me realize maybe they need to update clouds so they don't just chop through mountains. But, oh my God, I think I've found the most beautiful spot in the world. So the sun is glitching currently a little bit because it's behind a mountain, even though there's a big warm orange glow. I wanted to check this place out inside of a cherry blossom biome because the cherry blossom is beautiful and oh my God, I think I'm obsessed. The very final place that I like to check out today, and we're going in blind here for this one, but the warm ocean biome. Maybe flip it over to the middle of the day. Oh, look at how good that looks when it's shallow. But the coral reefs, my reefs, where are you? Ooh-wee, there you are. We got a little bit of coral reefs going on. Jump under the water, swim around, and okay, it's all dark. Isn't that one of the bugs? I mean, sea pickles down there, sure. Sunset hour, we could see maybe under the water a little bit more for sure, and okay, I'm not gonna lie. I think at least for now, I'm gonna go back to the cherry blossom biome to experience the sunset. So Vibrant Visuals, so there's a little bit more of a deep dive for you. What do you think? What's your favorite thing? There's a whole lot to it. For even more Vibrant Visuals, smash like and tell me what you'd like to see in another part. My friends, until next time, until morning, this has been me, Waddles. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.